Hello and welcome to Senior Artist Drums. I'm Angel Mercado. Are you thinking about drawing but you are not sure if you got what it takes to draw? Maybe you don't have any talent and you see yourself like, what am I doing here? Wasting my time? Or have you been trying to sketch and really your drawings are not looking good? If that's the case, watch this following video because it's made just for you. I wanna prove it to you that you can do it. The only thing you need is to have the desire to sketch. I'm going to share with you my process to drawing, how I learned to draw anything, and how I start from the large shapes, simple shapes, into smaller shapes, and then into details. It's a process like anything else. If you learn how to ride a bicycle, if you learn how to cook, if you learn how to take photos, this is just like that. It doesn't require any God given gift or something magical for you to start drawing. The only thing you need is just to have the desire. And I'm going to guide you here so you will have a process on how you can go about learning how to develop a drawing or how to start learning how to draw something. Okay? Give me a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, would be beautiful to help my channel, and please go back to my channel. All of the videos I have here that I made for you, the beginner, for you, the senior who is wondering about if I can do this. I've been toying with this idea and now I have the time. Please go there, do yourself a favor, and practice. If you have some comments, if you think about you wanna see something else, leave me a comment and we'll see if we can make videos about this. Okay? So let's go and get busy. Hello and welcome to Senior Artist Strokes. I'm Angel Mercado. One thing I want you to remember, the main ingredients is for you to have the desire to draw. If you have that desire to start drawing, you are on your way there. The method I use to learn how to draw something new. The first thing I like to do, most of the time when I'm getting ready to start a drawing session, is do exercises. Um, I do lines in different directions, circles, ovals, and curved lines. Most of these are the lines you're always going to need to sketch, to draw. So the more you practice, the more you do these exercises, only about 5 minutes before you start sketching. Just do a whole page full of this exercise. You can even draw on top of them because you're just practice. You're just exercise warming up. That's what you're doing. That way we can develop our muscle memory, make it strong. Hopefully stronger than this memory. Sometimes it tends to fail us sometimes, at least in my case. But if we build the muscle memory, it will stay there. It will help us always. And the other good thing is, when you do exercises, if you spend about 5 minutes doing them, by then you are in the right mindset to start drawing. So it really helps you in many different ways. My process is, I look at the subject, whatever it is. Then I try to find the largest and the most simple shapes I can come up with, geometrical shapes. Okay? And then after that, I go into dividing these large shapes into smaller shapes until I get down to the details, which comes not towards the end of the drawing. Always follow the same process. I've been doing this for about 30 years, and a few years ago I realized, and this is the process I use, and it works for me. For instance, with this human figure, I learned to do the stick figure. If you can draw the stick figure first, that's how you're going to kind of learn your proportions of the human body, how long an arm goes, the hand, how long the legs are in comparison to the rest of the body. You kind of learn learn to have the basics ideas of how we're put together. And after that, and I've done, you do that anywhere using any kind of paper, and you do hundreds of them, by then you'll be comfortable enough to start adding the body to it. And the same thing, you add the body to it, the volume, and then you are going to practice this several and several times until you get comfortable enough where you can just draw something without looking at something. By that time, you have drawn a lot of figures, and then you're ready to draw the figure with clothes on. And then again, you spend a lot of time doing this because clothes, I mean, they vary so much, male or female, summer or winter, so it's going to vary. The clothes they have when you're at the beach or not, or at the ski slopes, it varies. So you practice. Just take one, for instance. Okay, I'm going to do people with summer clothes, and just practice only summer clothes on. Okay, and you practice and practice until you get it in you, and you know how the clothes kind of like they go on top of the body. And by the time you're done learning how to sketch the figure, then you have hundreds of, pages of practice behind you now. So this will give you more confidence now to start developing or sketching, a figure in a drawing. That's how I go about, or I went about learning how to sketch the human figure. Now, one of the things I really wanted to learn was how to draw boats. I love boats, all types of different boats. I think they're beautiful. I think they're poetic, many of them, and I just love the shapes. What I did, I bought me a little model boat. I don't have it with me now, but I bought me a little boat, and I used to hold it in my hand like this and sketch it, and then kind of turn it, in different angles and try to sketch it from looking from above, looking from below, and did hundreds of this too. And you don't have to do them big, just small figures. A lot of times I use my iPad to sketch with, and that way because they're just practices. So I didn't feel like I was using a lot of paper or everything was right there, and I can just erase all of that stuff at the end. But that's how I learned how to sketch boats. I take people to marinas sometimes to when I have workshops, and they ask me, say, "Oh, how can you sketch this boat so fast? How do they look fine?" Well, what they don't know is that they haven't seen me doing all of these exercises before this workshop. I learn, I practice, and I prepare myself for whatever it is that I'm going to teach. Do flowers. The flowers was the same. There's such a variety of flowers. It's like you cannot just watch a video and say, okay, I'm going to learn how to draw this specific flower, this other specific flower. I mean, you could do it. But if you go outside and you find flowers and that's where you want to learn how to do it, take your little sketchbook and just do a lot of them. Try to find the shapes, the patterns. So it's the same pattern. Look at them, find the large shapes, learn to draw the large shape, and not draw it only one time. If you come up with the right shape one time, say, okay, I know it. No, draw the same shape over and over until you really get it embedded in your muscles, memory. That's how I learned how to sketch flowers, from the basics to the more complex at the end. So when it came to draw animals, I did pretty much the same thing. I just started looking for the large shapes, For instance, a cow was more like on a square. Some dogs were more like rectangles, but keep in mind, when I say square and rectangles, we don't have straight lines and straight angles. These are all organic shapes. So sort of like resembles a square, kind of resembles a rectangle, resembles a triangle, oval, whatever. I teach a class with kids, and I asked them, I said, what do you want me to draw next? And I said, a dragon. a dragon. Never drawn a dragon before. I don't see him outdoors too much. So I say, okay, we'll do that. And I teach myself, how to draw a dragon. And using the same approach. So this is why I think that you can do this, because if you take this approach from the beginning, okay, and go step by step, at the end of the final steps, you are going to be so used to sketching the shapes, and that's going to become almost second nature to you. And of course, like anything else, the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. So my friends, get busy, get your pencils out there and paper, stop questioning yourself, and let's get busy.